All right, as always, no shortage of garbage to wade through. Seems to be most days, weeks, months these days. We love it. We'll be in the garbage for... At this point, you know what? Maybe till we're dead. Anyways, I had seen this first thing that we want to talk about. Because I had seen Rick Scott cry like a baby back bee. As if this, like, hey, how about people in Congress don't trade stocks with basically insider knowledge bill was about to get passed. Yep. But if you saw what Rick Scott had said and you listened to his words, he didn't mention the actual thing at all. He just cried like a freaking baby about, oh, how are we going to incentivize people to be in Congress if they can't make money? This is going to stop people from... It was all about like just like making money. It was like, dude, like nobody's... I hate that. I just want to start off there, then let you go, because they always make it about how, like, all of a sudden... He even said, he's like, do you want to be poor? And it's just so... It was so unhinged and, like, detached from reality. And just, like, so focused on just making money. In acting like this would make him poor. You know what I'm saying? When he's just massively rich. Anyways, go ahead. What do you got for us?
His comments were something along the lines of, this is going to de-incentivize people to join Congress because, you know, if we can't make money, I don't even know what his
but follow that to its logical conclusion. You really want people incentivized in Congress to not like do better for society? No, just to make money. That's bad in itself. Go ahead, sir.
I guess he would argue that you can both be a good congressperson and trade stocks at the same time.
But that's also, I hate this shit because that's also disingenuous, because there's plenty of, you could probably find a few congresspeople who trade stocks not unethically, right? And that's fine. But the point is, as a general trend and as an obvious conflict of interest, you could have insider knowledge that would help you. And so, like, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Because, again, I believe the bill that was proposed only restricted buying individual stocks. You could still own stocks, you could still invest in stocks, but they had to be, like, mutual funds.
Yeah, that's what it read as.
Stuff that was just a big sort of horizontal cross-section of the stock market, rather than that one healthcare company that you know the next bill is going to directly help. You know what I mean? So I don't know why anyone could even take issue with that. But obviously Rick Scott, whose net worth, I believe, is somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 million. And I believe he's made most of that money since being, what was it, the governor of Florida or
Rick
some
Scott,
shit?
Also, he like, he's, whether he was convicted or his company was convicted that he was running, like, he defrauded Medicare. The company that he was CEO of, I believe, defrauded Medicare.
That's correct.
To the tune of, like, millions of dollars, hundreds of millions. I have no idea. I don't want to say anything to you know, but so again, like, and just in the article too, like, there's a quote. Let's be honest, this is a publicity show, claimed Senator Bernie Moreno of Ohio, who defeated one of my favorite politicians in this country, sadly, last year. Anyways, I practice what I preach, claimed Josh Hawley. I don't have individual stocks. I don't trade in stocks. I'm not a billionaire, unlike others on this committee. And so first of all, obviously, me and a Josh Hawley would disagree up and down the board. But, I mean, at least if that's true, like, he's not as rich, he doesn't do all this stuff, it's like, that's good. That is good. And the people that are like Senator Bernie Moreno are so fucking detached from reality to say something that, if explained to the layman, obviously would say, like, yes, we want ethical behavior out of our congresspeople and we want their intentions to not be making money but to be helping society and helping us and blah, 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 blah. And you say out loud, let's be honest, this is a publicity show. It just makes me so annoyed as shit because, you know, it's obviously not what the average person thinks about this specific bill and how it could help the ethics boundaries become sharper and more clear for people that should have them. And they're just like, oh, this is a publicity show. It's just annoying as shit. Detached from reality. We hate them.
Well, it's just ways of, because they know what their position is. They know it, they want to oppose it. So they have to, because they know that this is a terrible look, you have to kind of figure out a way to sell to your constituents that this is a bad bill without letting them know you're obviously bullshitting them. Like Rick Scott, for example, took the free market approach, I think, when he was defending his issues with this bill, because he was like, well, why would you discourage people from just engaging with the economy or trying to do well for themselves, blah blah blah.
But he never once mentions how he has inside information that could, not
everybody
be
can read between the lines here, yeah. Right, but he has to sell it. He has to be in a position to it.
And that's why he was framing it in the way of, oh, you want people to not make money? And then he even said, he was just like, do you want to be poor? He was like, I don't want to be poor. As if he would ever actually be poor in his life, no matter what happened to him. Because he's absolutely, like, 20 years from death because of his age anyways. As if you're going to be poor in that time frame when you're worth $500 million. It's just so disingenuous. It's so smug. It sucks. Anyways, yeah.
I do think that if you don't let Congress people buy individual stocks, that's communism. That's what I think.
I hope you are poor someday, Rick Scott. You absolute just like dingleberry on the country. It's unbelievable.
Oh, I overestimated $320 million. This is now worth.
I want to say,
there you go.
As I read this too, I'll give Josh Hawley some credit. Again, disagreements up and down with me and the man. Of course there is. I'm sure there is. Just because I know his politics, blah blah blah. But he does seem to be at least a little willing to use government to help people. Which is again, there's a time and place where if you had true communism, you had too much government, sure, but like that's not today. That's not today. So, those politicians that are actually not afraid of like using government to help people, I always kind of appreciate that. Because he's, at least from what I've seen with like credit card rates and some stuff like this, sometimes he's better than your centrist Democrat, bro.
Oh, 100%.
They're just like afraid to use the government to make people's lives better. So it's tough. So hey, we'll give him a little credit there.
But so to me, this is, because why are you concerned about making? And this isn't, you're not just making money, let's be clear. You're making millions of dollars. Why is that such a concern for you while you're in office? And to me, the only reasonable conclusion you can draw is that you are leveraging your office to make that money.
Right. Because stick it in the S&P 500. And if you're some senator that even gets
correct.
2 terms, you just made money, period. So, like, what's the problem?
Yep.
What's the problem?
Yeah, no, motivation's clearly there. But to me, it became a broader subject in my mind, because I don't even know what Congress people get paid. What is their...
I don't care. I think it's like 170-something thousand a year.
Is it really?
But they get like super per diems, dude. Every day they get like $70 for. It's fucking crazy, man. They get a lot of per diem, like governmental, like add-on benefits.
174,000.
That's base pay, and I'm sure they'd get like housing receipt or housing like who the fuck knows, dude. But yeah, go ahead.
Interesting.
They make enough.
Well,
dude.
Regardless,
but Washington D.C. is expensive.
They make money. They make plenty. Yeah. But to me, like there's something to be said about. I don't know. How would you feel if there was zero salary for being a congressperson?
I don't think that would be good either, because you would.
We'll give you room and board. We'll give you room and board, but you get $0 per year.
See, but then that still cuts some people out from being.
How? How would that cut anyone out?
Because like poorer people just would not be able, if they were really motivated to try to bring.
Just said we'll give you room and board. We'll give you
room
and board.
How the fuck are they? Then how are they buying their food and shit? Huh? How are they paying their bills? They got their car note. You know what I'm saying? They got their note from their mortgage back home. You feel me? Sure. So I still think. Look, I don't live in a world where like poor people can run now. The system isn't like the way it should be. But
sure.
No, I mean it's true. But yeah, I would like a system. I couldn't tell you what it is, but doesn't it sound right that a system that could at least include even almost the least of us to run? Like that's the way it should be.
I do agree. It should be way more accessible to the average working American than it is. You have to just have tens of thousands of dollars available if you want to run for office.
You just have to have money.
And that even
backing.
includes.
You have to have money backing, man.
Yeah, you do. It's a broken system for sure.
Now, it's disgusting in the ways it has been used, but social media also has been kind of advantageous in a way to this. It's a complicated web we weave, because like people could just break through on the right or left, and then end up running and winning that primary anyway. So then they get the eventual backing money from like parties and stuff.
Right.
So that's not bad, but it's still just a hot fucking mess. It's trash.
Right.
But yeah.
It's multi-pronged, right? Because you could also argue Trump won because of social media. So
it's.
But I do get what you're saying.
As
it makes
part
it
of
more
it,
accessible.
it's so hard to say. Yeah.
But yeah, what a shitbag, right? How is the fact that this guy was
Rick
the governor
Scott.
of Florida and somehow survived that Medicare scandal and now serves in Congress blows my fucking mind.
I have never seen someone in human being form when they talk and how they look. It feels like they're like a human being, but there's like a lizard underneath. He's like a reptile wrapped in a human being's body. I'm telling you, dude,
human
it's
skin,
weird.
yeah.
Dude, even the smirks he like makes when he was talking, and it's disgusting because he does it like after like you're so we're gonna penalize making money, and he smiles, and you're like, dude, you're so like.
He knows exactly what
sometimes
he's doing.
you watch a movie and there's an obvious villain, and you're just like, there's no way in real life anybody would act like this, and he does, dude. So it's wild. It's wild to me.
It's like watching an episode of CSI and they interview this one shifty shitbag character, and you know immediately that's the guy that did it.
Definitely.
It's the fucking guy.
Yeah. But my problem with
and,
watching shows like that is I'll click to see how much time is left, and then you'll know if there's like 20 minutes. You're like, oh, something's gonna happen. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's true.
Well, don't do that. What are you doing?
No, then you ruin it. It's true. I know. You just gotta kind of
experience it organically.
No.
Come on, dog. Rick Scott and Stephen Miller are both lizards in human skin suits.
No doubt. Dude, Stephen Miller convinced me that he's not Rick Scott's son. Can't do it. That feels too right to me, dude. Especially with their hairline too. Like that feels right on the nose. So
I feel like Rick Scott was the original, and then it was asexual reproduction. So there was just like a growth that fell off of Rick Scott, and that became Stephen Miller.
Who would procreate with something so... Anyways.
Sure. Get a little off the rails here. But yeah, what a shitbag Rick Scott is.
All right, I saw this, more garbage this week. And, of course, it automatically makes me immediately think of people who tend to be Republican, who always say, we don't like government waste. And yet we have Daddy Trump spending $200 million to make a gold ballroom in the White House, which someone explained to me how that's not already just tacky. Like, I don't think that's the picture of it, but doesn't it just like have you ever walked into like a gold room? Like that's so strange.
It's very gaudy, yeah.
But yeah, like the
feels like tin pot dictator stuff.
I mean, just the biggest obvious waste of money. Like, where are my homies at? I want people to tell me why this is a good idea. And like I already know what those people who actually support him say. They're like, oh, it'll look nice, and it's like he does good things. And it's like I can't with people that just double standards are tough sometimes. It's hard to swallow, but it's just an absolute waste of money. Now it said in here somewhere, oh, it could be private money, but that's like what the White House said. So like I don't believe that fucking at all.
Private, okay, but also private money from where? And immediately that's a fucking problem.
Immediately
Who's funding that?
Right, and now they have influence. It's crazy, man.
Right, correct. It's so dumb. As if that justifies it. As if, oh, we're not raiding the public coffers. We're soliciting bribes to pay for it. Oh, that's definitely a better option.
It's
Fuck you. Dude. I'd almost rather you pay for it with taxpayer money than soliciting money from private sources. That's stupid.
I just read something. It was like today or something where some lady gave $1 million to a Trump PAC, and like 3 weeks later, her son was pardoned. Like a few months ago. It's like, dude, holy shit! Like they don't even care. We already knew
don't
that,
care.
But and then stuff like this too just smacks you of just like we're just gonna do it. Like we don't give a shit what people think. We're gonna do this. It's like, oh my god, like.
It's hilarious too because almost certainly there's no way this is done before Trump is out of office. What is the point of this?
I have no idea. And also, like, how is it? Is it gold plated? Like, what is? It's just so unnecessary, man. And it just brought to you by the same people that like cut poor people's health care. Which again, I think this article actually kind of linked a little too strongly to this. I thought it was like kind of not unfair because it's disgusting that they cut Medicaid straight up. Period. End of story. The amount that they did. But yeah, again, just the sentiment of it being brought to us by people who just have to. Oh, we gotta cut this. We gotta cut that. We can't afford anything. But by the way, you're gonna love this one.
Right.
We're gonna build a fucking gold ballroom in the White House. Like, what? I don't love
the amount of odds and ends that Doge was cutting that were costing like chunks of, 100,000 here, a million there, blah, blah, blah. These small odds and ends that were actually providing some vital services that they would cut. But we don't blink an eye at $200 million for, by the way, a ballroom that's going to be bigger than the White House. That's,
what?
You know
Is
how
it?
goofy
That
that's going to
makes
fucking
no
look?
sense. Wait a minute. What? Where?
It is square feet wise going to be larger than the White House.
Wait a minute. They didn't.
That's
They
what the
didn't
Forbes article
concrete the
said.
Rose Garden to build this, did they? Where are they building it? Like, is it an addition?
I don't.
saying?
Rendering show a massive building.
Because they
Oh, so they're
concreted
gonna
that
level
Rose
the-
Garden, boy. And then in this
they're
article,
gonna-
he says like, "Oh, the rain ruins events. That's why we need this because they like use tents." And I'm just like, that's not a justification, you moron. But all right.
It looks like they're gonna level the east wing and put the ball house there.
Yeah, like I said, they're paving over
Apparently.
Rose Garden.
Look at these renderings. They're bigger than the fucking White House. It's bigger than the
It's-
White
I mean,
House.
Yep.
What are we doing?
It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money.
Just structurally, it doesn't make sense. But anyways, it is absolutely a waste of money because it's supposed
Dude,
to be
it just-
what? It's supposed to host.
I have no
Let's
idea
see.
what it's supposed to host. Whatever these tent events that he's talking about. Maybe that's where they put out the hamburgers for the football players. I don't fucking know, dog. But it's also just so tacky. You remember when we talked about this was like maybe months ago? Like there was an interview when he ran in 2016 in his apartment in Manhattan where everything was like gold. He was in like gold fucking thrones. Him and Mike Pence. It was so weird. And it's just weird. Like how does is
Yeah.
there? And you know the hardcore Trump fans will just dismiss it anyways. But it's just crazy to me how they justify that. You look at this and you're like, yeah, this is good. This isn't tacky. This isn't just like why? So I don't know. I guess I wish there would be more
Yeah,
backlash from people that
it's-
actually matter because maybe they could get this shit to be shut down. But yeah.
Again, there's a famous joke where Trump is what a poor person thinks a rich person is. It is like this
Yes.
comical idea
That's
of being an eccentric billionaire, but he actually lives that weird aesthetic. Because to him it's endearing, but to everyone else it's fucking tacky.
Dude,
It just makes you look
beyond.
very insecure about the money you want everybody to know that you have. Like, we get it, buddy. You don't need to shit in a golden toilet. We understand that you have money. You know what's crazy? I didn't know he bulldozed the Rose Garden.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means, but I guess they just ripped up plants and put cement down or some shit. Yeah.
It's gone. Yeah, he put in like a patio or some shit. Which, how much did that fucking cost? And also, I have to read this last bit at the article that you posted. So, let's see. The new 90,000 square foot ballroom. 90,000 square foot ballroom will hold up to 650 guests and be completed before Trump's term ends in January 2029. So he wants to have a dance in there. He's getting his gold ballroom and he's making sure it's ready to go so he can fucking do his weird jerking off double hand job dance move that he does with a bunch of people who are just going to copulate his balls. Is that the right word?
Just a waste, dude. Yeah, I think that's right. Just a waste, man.
It is a waste.
90,000
And just to be
square
clear, we're
foot.
still in debt.
My fucking god. How many people do we need?
90,000.
Well, you know what? Now
650
he
is
can
what it
give
said.
away.
650.
Now instead of inviting only like 250 of his top crypto people to corrupt him at the White House, he can get 650 of his top crypto people to corrupt him. Which isn't great.
It's like he's trying. He
Nobody's
so
vetted.
desperately wants to have a positive legacy leaving office, but everything he does just Like, I bet you this is going to be called the Trump Ballroom or some shit. You know what I mean?
What does
Like, it won't be the East Wing Ballroom of the White House. No, it'll be the Trump Ballroom or some. He's going to put his fucking name on it somewhere, and you know that's
what does motivate
the
this
case.
man? I have no idea.
It just, he's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, dementia.
But
Who knows? All right, last thing, real quick.
Yep.
Unless you want to, yucky, go down that Truth Social, but.
oh, I'm already there, but go ahead.
Well, look, we know that this is him, Trump firing the jobs lady because the jobs numbers are bad is so dumb, so stupid. Whatever term you want to label, whether you're looking in whatever corner of the internet, whether it's like a fascist move or authoritarian, whatever, it's such a bullshit thing, obviously. But I wanted to just see what you thought of this, because I read, I dug into it, and we got May and June both had like 150,000 jobs or something, revised down to like 12,000 and like 19,000. Yeah. I was like, holy, what is going on over there? Like, I don't know historically like what revisions look like, but when I heard that, I was like, whoa, holy shit! Like, that's a pretty big. You just saying that's a revision? You're just saying, yeah. Hey, we got to do a revision. By the way, all the jobs were fake. Like, what, dude? So
I do, which is right. Why would this person do this? Do you think that this is just some stilted bureaucrat that wants to make Trump look bad?
Why would they? What do you mean? Why would they do it? They revised jobs.
If these numbers aren't legit, so the suggestion from Trump obviously is that these numbers aren't legitimate. She's revising these numbers just to make him look bad.
The problem is it's the same methodology it's always been for years. No, dude, he's just bullshitting again. Yeah.
To me, it just doesn't make sense. Like, do you think this is some bureaucrat that just hates Trump and she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna wildly change these numbers just to make him look bad. It just doesn't make sense to me.
His superpowers, has to make it make sense. But yeah.
And as far as I understand, this isn't like this has happened before, where the revisions they got more information and the revisions changed the numbers dramatically after the fact.
True, because the same Trump people, because they literally live in a world of double standards and they do not care. When there'd be a revision month in Biden, they'd be like, "Oh, the economy's crashing." They revise it. But then now they're like, "Oh, fire her." It's like, I am continually floored that we live in such an openly hypocritical world. Like, we don't care, especially on the internet. I should just say, pertaining to the internet, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If it's good for us, however we can frame it, it's good for us. If it's bad for us, we don't talk about it. We blame other people. It's like, fuck, man.
And the other thing, too, is he's clearly sending a message here. So the next person that's going to lead the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they understand the assignment. You know what I mean?
No, Trump never tells someone exactly the corruption the way it is. It's not how it works. How it works is, you're right, he sends a message, he hires someone he knows is just a yes man, and bam, they know what to do. Nothing has to be said. They know what to do. And if they don't get it done, they're fired. And he hires the next yes man. And they know what to do. That's literally how it's. You're right. It's North Korea shit, dude. Which is unfortunate to say, but it's absolute facts, bro. It's terrible. Yeah.
And there's not a world where it's impossible that this person was partisan. But then prove it, and then fire her. Bring the evidence instead of just clearly being butthurt about a weaker economy than we realize.
They're unconcerned about due process in every way, shape, and form. Unconcerned.
They don't give a fuck. It's all about how he thinks people perceive his presidency to be, rather than how it actually is. Just fucking own your shit, bro.
Yeah,
this
and
is
I
your
also
terrible
think that the government is so large, he's letting Project 2025 clearly people just have at it at things that he just doesn't give a shit about. Now the jobs numbers he cares and he fires, but these ICE quotas, like that shit, that's Stephen Miller shit.
For sure. It 100% is, yeah.
So it's just, I always think in the way of, Trump fans must be struggling, but they have no intent. Like these people that just, again, not just with him, but anybody can think they can do no wrong. They never ever live in this world where anything is enough to be like, oh, you know, maybe he is like kind of shitty. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. And anything that makes us look bad, you're fired. You're fired. This is The Apprentice now. Unfortunately, it's real life government for our little country. Unfortunately. And this dude, I guess, was that works for Trump, was interviewed and was like, "Oh, there's reasoning for the, for the firing, the revisions." It's like they revise all the time. Like they were particularly harsh revisions for a couple months, but that's happened before. Like not every month, that'd be crazy, but many times. So it's just, Oh, let's see what Chucky Boy said. He's always got something weak to say.
Schumer, he has a decent quote in there. I mean, I'm not a Chuck Schumer fan, but these are the low hanging fruit criticisms that you absolutely can level. Because, like, this is so obviously transactional, and you know what he's trying to accomplish here. Mm-hmm. He wants to cook the books. Cook the books, make me look good. I don't care what the reality is. I just want to look good. I want the headline on Fox to say, strong economy, 200,000 jobs posted in whatever the fuck. He doesn't care what those jobs are. He doesn't care where they are. He just cares about that headline.
Yep. Well, as we discussed a couple times in the last few weeks, I think a correction is coming maybe sooner than you think.
Yeah,
Jobs are slowing up.
I'm interested to see how, now that it seems like we're settling into whatever these trade deals are and whatever these tariff levels are going to be, I'm interested to see where we stand as far as
Dude, even that he's still kicking
come November,
Mexico
December.
Get 30 more days. They got 30 more days. They got 30 more days.
Did they push it back again?
Mexico's definitely.
I know they landed on something with the EU. He punched Canada in the face with 35%, which is pretty brutal.
I need that chart where it's like a little flow of like when he said it, but then pulled back, and then said it again, and then back, and then, it's just like, holy shit, man.
Right.
What is
market can't respond accordingly if we never know where we're at,
No, and again, I don't think Trump operates in open, blatant corruption. So I don't think you could ever catch him like telling or directing people that like you should buy puts or calls on certain days. But like there's hard data on like the amount of puts or calls that are ever sold on a stock. And like there is anomalies when like there's not a lot of interest, and all of a sudden there's a huge spike in a buying of a contract, and then there's a price change that makes that contract like just fucking pay off big time. So I do think that there's people that Trump surround himself with, because all you gotta do is be a yes man, get that brown nose open, then you're in, and then you can hear what he's gonna do, and then you just So dude, there's some investigation that's got to be done. It's all to say like holy shit, but who? I don't know. Because Texas is gerrymandering, and the crazy thing is now, all these years, me and you talk about all this stuff, and it's all not really out in the open because they try to like get away with it. But now they're just out in the open. They're like, we don't give a shit. We're gonna gerrymander. It's like, wow, Missouri's about to do it. Not great.
Yeah, not great. It's weird how maybe you should just improve your party's messaging instead of changing the rules of the game, but sure, that's fine. There is a world where they cut these districts into weird enough margins that they end up losing seats as a result. So we hope for that, because fuck you.
I agree with you. The true bullet in democracy, well, there's many, but a true bullet in democracy is like defrauding the election itself, like regardless of who votes. But as long as that doesn't happen on a large scale, and there's enough access to voting too, I guess that's another part of it, then you would think that like there'd be some, just history tells you. You don't have to think. History tells you, as long as we maintain some semblance of voting access for, as many adults as we can, and there's no like fraudulent cooking of the numbers, there's going to be you're right, there's going to be a backlash. So, but I don't know, sometimes it just feels like, Texas has been red for a hot minute, brother. That Greg Abbott, boy, I feel like he's been a thing for like Too long. Too long. And he did it. He doesn't even have legs.